Testing choral mics. Testing choral mics. Choral mics. Testing. The choral mics. Testing.
Stand up there and do a B-flat concert skit. Please. Go.
I don't think I know my B-flat concert skit.
Kelsey. Stand up there and conduct a B-flat.
Oh!
Yeah.
Your pattern's going to be a little higher, you know?
Testing. Test. Test. Testing.
Find my music.
Nobody's walking through. This is going to stay here. So why don't we do this?
All right, what I need you guys to realize is that the microphones are live. They pick up everything you say. We can hear you through the whole stadium, okay? You're not as quiet as you think you are, just so you're aware. Everybody got that? All right, can we do...
So we're good because we just need. Did you do the one over here? Yeah, we need one over there.
I got y'all.
We'll switch this around. Yeah. So testing the handheld. You getting the handheld? Great. Excellent.
Do you think this is coming across okay? Do we want to turn these up more? Ending. If I give you two, if I give you this, start watching. I'm going to slow down and Rollins on to that song. Okay? Can I please get a concert act? 1, 2, 3. Trumpets move down. Ready, concert up. Let's keep moving now.
I don't want you to fall like at a plug at my whole graduation.
No, and he's a nerd.
What? Stop getting closer. Give yourself more space. All right. Count it up again, please. 1, 2, ready, and... good.
If there aren't any in there, because they already took them, the second place is.
I just gotta wipe this thing down.
No, that's not gonna work. No, I don't have it.
Okay, so you're in the side of the field.
Wireless screen check.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman and our Hackettstown High School band. Graduates. Graduates, teachers, honored guests, you may be seated. Good morning and welcome. On behalf of the administration and staff, I would like to welcome parents, siblings, extended family, and friends to Hackettstown's High School's 140th commencement exercise. We gather this morning to honor the graduating class of 2025 and the contributions they have made to the Hackettstown High School community. Before I begin, I would first like to thank our yearbook staff. They are running a water and cone ice sale, obviously a little difficult for today, but if you happen to get hot, the donations will go to next year's senior class. They also created a wonderful senior video which our seniors watched at the breakfast and can be found in your programs on the QR code. So I absolutely encourage you, when you have time, please check out the senior video, and it'll be a recap of the last 4 years. This morning's ceremony has many symbolic layers, and each year I like to reference those profound significance to those that may not have been at another graduation. The procession you just witnessed is a time-honored academic tradition that signifies the end of an academic year with the assembly of administration, dignitaries, teachers, and students in convocation. It creates a moment in time that all here, witnessing this event, can rejoice upon as our students, who are your children, grandchildren, extended family, or friends, entered Morrison Field. The procession also symbolizes a separation from society so that the graduates can be formally recognized for their achievement. Next, you will notice high school administration dressed in the familiar garb symbolizing transfer, growth, and honor. Our graduates also wear school spirit in orange and black robes that embody our school community and our tiger pride with an embroidered tiger logo on their upper chest. In addition to robes, our graduates wear caps and are adorned with sashes, cords, medals, and pins, symbolizing individual recognition and achievement throughout their time at Hackettstown. Slightly offset and behind our graduates are our faculty and staff. Their presence signifies the support and respect they have for the amazing accomplishments of the class of 2025. Also included in the ceremony, you will notice our dignitaries and other special guests today, positioned behind me to my left and right in the first row, including the Superintendent, Dr. Deborah Giglietti, members of Central Office administrative staff, Mrs. Amy Cochran, our Board of Education President, and several other members of the board, as well as several representatives from our sending districts. I thank all of you for joining us this morning. The commencement ceremony also has within it a symbolic transfer of mantle of leadership from the current senior class to next year's senior class. Following the dignitaries to the field, the graduates were led by several members of the class of 2025, who were selected to form this year's honor guard based on exceptional academic achievements during their time at Hackettstown High School. They entered the field this morning honoring our graduates and are seated in the second row behind our dignitaries. They will continue the honor by calling the graduates' names at either of the podiums. And as the ceremony ends, they will lead the recession out of the field, exiting as next year's seniors. And finally, the exit of our graduates at the end of the ceremony signifies the final transformation and the return to society with new status and purpose. Graduates will no longer be students of Hackettstown, but valued members of the communities we all serve. At this time, can our chorale members please join Ms. Gherkin to prepare for the national anthem? Also, it is my pleasure to introduce the Student Council President, Nicholas Moscageri. He will begin our ceremony, as we do every day, by leading us all in the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask our flag to the scoreboard. Nick, to the podium.
Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem performed by our chorale. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Couple times there, we got it. Thank you, chorale members. Thank you, Nick. It now gives me great pleasure to welcome to the dais the Hackettstown Public School Superintendent, Dr. Deborah Grigoletti.
Good morning, parents, teachers, distinguished guests, but most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. As we gather here today, I cannot help but feel the excitement and anticipation in the air. This moment right here is your grand finale, your standing ovation. But before you take your final bow as high school students, let's take a moment and reflect on the incredible journey that has brought us here today. Your years in high school were more than a series of moments. They were a production, a blockbuster, if you will. And like any great production, it wasn't just the big scenes that everybody saw. Behind every triumph, every touchdown, every solo performance, and every ace test was an untold story of preparation, resilience, and growth. You lived your own version of Vince Lombardi's famous quote, "The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary." But you didn't just work. You gave it your all. You stayed late, you woke up early, you pushed forward, even when that finish line felt out of reach. You turned effort into achievement, determination into results. That is what makes the theme of your yearbook, Behind the Scenes, so fitting. Life isn't just about the highlight reel. It's about the bloopers, the retakes, and the behind-the-scene moments that shape who we are. It's about the teachers who stayed late to help you master that tricky concept, the friends who gave you that pep talk when you needed it the most, and family members who cheered you on like the unsung heroes, ensuring the show went on. Now I know it hasn't always been easy. Some moments felt like a sprint against the clock, hitting snooze one too many times, battling the traffic, and still managing to grab your Quick Check or Dunkin' Donuts before sliding into your seat at 7:50 a.m. Some days made you question if you'd even cross the finish line, or if it was just a cruel mirage. And yes, there were days when all you wanted was to plan your weekend instead of tackling that looming assignment. But here you are. You persevered, and you powered through. You proved that success isn't just about the visible moments. It's about the grit, the determination, and yes, even the ability to laugh at the chaos, because sometimes the biggest victories are just getting to class on time. And as you prepare for what's next, whether it's college, work, or another adventure entirely, I hope you'll carry this lesson with you. Embrace the hard work, the quiet moments, and yes, even the challenges. After all, it's in those behind-the-scene moments where your greatest achievements will take shape. Before you set out to write your next act, here's a bit of humor and wisdom for the journey. Life after high school is like trying to figure out that latest group chat. You think you got it, then suddenly it's chaos, and everyone else seems to know the plan, and you're left wondering what you missed. However, you have successfully navigated 4 years of tests, projects, and countless challenges, proving that you are well prepared to take on whatever comes next. And for the wisdom, I will leave you with the words of Maya Angelou. Do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. Congratulations, class of 2025. The spotlight is yours. Take center stage, live your truth, and don't forget to embrace the magic that happens behind the scenes. I am so proud of you and cannot wait to see the incredible productions each of you will create. This is your moment. Enjoy every second. And remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Go out there and make us proud.
Thank you, Dr. Grigoletti. At this point in the program, it's tradition for the principal of Hackettstown High School to address the graduates, and it gives me great honor to hold that title and fulfill my duty. Throughout your high school experience, it has been my responsibility, as well as that of all the staff seated behind you, to guide you, to listen, sometimes provide advice, sometimes help you make difficult decisions, but always hold you accountable. One of the hardest lessons is hearing the word no, a word no one enjoys, but one that we all must learn to deal with. And while the word is small in size, its meaning can be quite impactful, and I believe is unique in its evolution of meaning throughout each of our lives. Like me, your parents and other loved ones have probably used this word many times throughout your childhood. At times it was probably used with frustration, but I promise you that it was also used with foresight, experience, and knowledge. It was used to protect you, to keep you safe, to teach you valuable lessons. It set boundaries and established guidelines. And while no can be extremely frustrating in the moments that it's used, there's a sense of security that comes with it. As young children and now young adults, when you heard no, you always knew where you stood, whether you liked it or not. Because of this word, you traveled your life with an imaginary safety net, a scapegoat, a fall guy, an excuse that could be told to your friends that they would understand. I think any one of us in the crowd or seated behind me have heard at some point in their life the echoed phrase, "My parents said no." However, no also helped develop your moral compass on all subjects. And while the true definition of no will not change as you exit Hackettstown, how it is used and when it is used will. You are no longer children. You are what the world considers adults. And as an adult, it is now your responsibility to use the word appropriately. Tough decisions will need to be made, which will sculpt your adult life. Should you go to school? Should you switch your major? Should you take that job? Should you quit that job? Should you introduce yourself to that person that you're very interested in? Should you stay out when you know you have work the next day? Should you sign that lease or buy that car? Should you drive after a few drinks? That short list that I just shared just scraped the surface of the decisions each will make. And with every decision, there will be an outcome, good or bad. We all travel our path with the hope of generating or creating as many possible good outcomes as possible. No one likes letdowns. No one likes the word no. However, it is something that we all face. For those that don't know me personally, I would like to share a quick story. I love to fish. I grew up in this area, and more specifically, I love to fish the beautiful rivers in our area. And while I've gone ocean fishing many times, it's not my favorite thing to do. In fact, I do it seldom. Recently, my brother and I were asked by my uncle to accompany him on a deep sea adventure. And while it would have been easy to come up with excuses and say no, that specific time I said yes. I woke up at 3 a.m., drove multiple hours to the launch site. When I arrived at the dock, I looked out at the water, and if you've lived in our area this spring, you know the weather has been less than favorable. The seas were angry, the sky was gray, the rain was cold. In that moment, I had a choice. Forge ahead to the unknown, do something I really didn't enjoy, or stay back and come up with a reason to say no. At that moment, and against my better judgment, I said yes and boarded the boat. We traveled for several hours into rough water and rainy weather. But after a while, the rain stopped. After a while, the clouds cleared. After a while, the sea calmed and the sun came out. I soon realized we were the only boat I could see across the horizon in any direction. And instead of panic, the world around me was relaxed, peaceful, beautiful. And from the first cast until the last, several hours later, it was the best deep sea fishing experience of my life. Now, you may be wondering why I shared that story. The ride home that day, I sat in silence and thought about how different my experience would have been if I said no. I thought about all those boats and captains that saw the weather and said no and went back to bed. How I would have missed out on an experience of a lifetime. As I reflected, an old quote came to mind, one that I heard in many leadership classes. Author John Shedd once said, "A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is made for." I repeat, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is made for. Starting today, you make the decisions. You decide to stay in harbor and play it safe or challenge the unknown. Be forced to work through difficult times with the hope of experiencing something unimaginable. So to the class of 2025, I challenge you to take chances. I challenge you to relish in new experience, new friendships, new passions. Remember the lessons and remember the many no's that you have heard. Understand how each outcome helped you on your path. And while you will confront many storms, know there will always be many peaceful, beautiful days. You will never realize your potential if you stay in the harbor. May your voyage be filled with thrilling adventures, memorable moments, and a sense of purpose that guides you every step of the way. In following this plan, you honor our school, this community, and your families. So congratulations, and on behalf of all those that support you, I wish you the very best. Thank you all for listening. I will now like to invite Tess Clark to the podium. Tess will be addressing the class under her esteemed title of Class President.
Good morning, friends, faculty, family, and most importantly, standing behind me, the graduating class of 2025. It's amazing to think that 4 years ago, we walked into Hackettstown with no idea what path we were going to take and some really questionable outfit choices. And now we're standing on the brink of a new chapter in our lives. I started writing the speech at around 11 o'clock at night, like any senior would do, and I had absolutely no idea what to say. I sat and stared at the keyboard for a little over an hour, struggling to answer one question. How do you fit 4 years of your life into a 2.5-minute speech? I don't know if I'm totally projecting right now, but when I walked into freshman orientation, I really thought it was going to be like High School Musical. I was really wrong. We learned a lot that year, like not all of your friends from middle school will be your friends in high school, and that wearing your ID was more important than breathing. But the more I thought about the question, I could say so many things about these 4 years, but one thing it wasn't was perfect. High school was full of moments like being screamed at by the seniors in the jungle to go sit with your mom, or like awkward conversations with your teacher after absolutely bombing a test. I'm so sorry, Miss Palinuk, and Miss Rao, and Mr. Farrand. But then there were times that made me think high school was perfect, times that kept you going through every week, like Friday Night Lights, or the times you got an 100 on a test when your grade really needed it. There was no doubt that high school was not like the movies, but it was imperfectly unforgettable. Through the ups and downs, I can confidently encapsulate the high school experience by quoting the great J. Cole. There's beauty in the struggle and ugliness in the success. High school taught us this. All the good is paired with the bad. Success isn't beautiful if it doesn't come with hard work, and struggle isn't ugly when you grow through it. To my friends behind me, carry your imperfections with you. Let them remind you that you have made it through the waxes and wanes and that you could easily make it through them again beyond this 4-year journey together. Love your imperfections. Congratulations, we made it. Every misstep and every wrong turn was a right one because it still brought you here today. What matters most is that we learn to value every single step of the way and continue to long after our caps are thrown in the air. Because there's no such life that's better than yours, so no matter what path you embark on next, please love yours. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Tess. At this time, it is my honor to once again introduce the HHS Chorale. They will be performing The Blessing by Kate Moore and Bart.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, my friend, till we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of His hand. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields till we meet again. We meet again. May God hold you in His hand.
Thank you, Chorale. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce and welcome to the podium the class of 2025 Salutatorian, Miss Yazin Zoklat.
Good morning, everyone. Family, friends, faculty, and of course, the legendary, sleep-deprived, possibly still running on Duncan, class of 2025. We made it. Let's be real. For some of us, the hardest part of high school wasn't the exams or the college apps. No, it was getting out of bed at 6:45 a.m. in the dead of February while it was still pitch black outside, only to arrive and be told it was time for a quiz. Thanks, Mrs. Sloan. But seriously, To all the people who got us here, thank you. Whether you were waking us up in a frenzy, packing last-minute lunches, or simply just being there, you mattered. To my own parents, Mom, Dad, thank you for your sacrifices, your sleepless nights, and your belief in me. You've given me everything. To my older sisters, thank you for raising me, grounding me, and reminding me that being the youngest comes with its perks. Now, class of 2025, I want to talk about the climb, because we made it to this point, but not instantly, not easily, and not without struggle. We've climbed through awkward phases, failed driver's tests, heartbreaks, self-doubt, and thousands of unnecessarily complicated Google Classroom assignments. We took it step by step, and step by step is the point. The slow, awkward, messy climb is what builds us. Michael Jordan didn't win a championship until his 7th season. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before the light bulb. Maya Angelou walked through fire and came out shining. Each of them had to fall, wait, work, and rise. Every step mattered. Every no led to a better yes. As Ernest Hemingway once said, there is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to your former self. That's the goal. That's the journey. Growth over comparison, progress over perfection. It's you versus you. And here's the truth. Nobody has it all figured out. Seriously, no one does. Well, except maybe Mr. Rogers. He's got it pretty figured out. But the rest of us, we're still becoming. We're stepping into something new, slowly, imperfectly. And no matter how uncertain it feels, it counts. The progress is real. But I also want to say this. While we talk about hard work and growth, let's not forget about gratitude. We're still incredibly fortunate to be where we are. In times of uncertainty, where there are kids in Gaza, in Sudan, and even in our own backyard who would give anything for what we have right now, a ceremony, a diploma, a shot at a future. So let's hold that truth. It's easy to forget just how lucky we are to sit here today, to graduate, to have the chance to go to college, to serve in the military, or do something entirely new on our own terms. To our teachers, thank you. From Mr. Nauman, whose enthusiasm made us sit up straight even when we didn't know what we were doing, to Senor Teixeira, whose never-ending dad jokes had us laughing and slightly confused in Spanish class, to chatting it up with Barry every day after walking around the old gym for what seemed like half of the class. And to Coach Demar, thank you for being a mentor, not just a coach, for showing me what leadership, discipline, and belief really looks like. Every teacher was with us, step by step, and we're better because of it. Now, as we step into the next chapter of our lives, remember this. The process is not the problem. The delay is not a denial. The climb takes time. You're not behind, you're simply building. So take your time. Don't panic when you don't have it all figured out. Take your steps and trust that they're leading somewhere greater than you can even imagine. Congratulations, Hackettstown Class of 2025. We did it step by step, and we're just getting started. Thank you.
Great speech. All right, we are on our last speaker for the event, and I would like to congratulate Yassine on such a high honor as Salutatorian. And now it is my time and pleasure to introduce our last speaker to the podium, who is our Valedictorian, Miss Carissa Williams.
Good morning, administration and faculty, friends and family, and most importantly, Hackettstown High School's class of 2025. Congratulations, everyone. It feels surreal to think that the day we've been talking about for the past 4 years is finally here. When I thought about what message I wanted to give you all, I was stuck. The pressure of writing this made me feel like every idea I had wasn't monumental enough to share with you all today. I tried thinking of stories, inspirational quotes, or deep reflections that would leave a lasting impression, but none of them felt right. I was down in a slump, and I did the thing all of us do that we refuse to admit. I ran to my mom. She gave me one simple piece of advice that changed my whole perspective on not only my speech, but the past 4 years. My mom simply told me, "Don't worry about it. Everything will be okay." I know it seems like a really simple and plain piece of advice, but in that moment, I realized something. What do I have to worry about? I mean, really, what do I have to worry about? Like, yes, standing up on the stage to give a speech is genuinely my worst nightmare, but I am still here doing it. And it made me think, how many times in our lives have we been paralyzed by fear, pressure, or uncertainty, only to later discover that everything turned out okay? How often have we let worry take over our thoughts? It's so common for people to drive themselves absolutely nuts because one thing didn't go as planned, and for some reason we think that is somehow going to ruin everything. I know so many of us believe that the only way of avoiding worry and anxiety is achieving perfection. However, mistakes can be the best thing that could happen to you. Ask any adult in your life if they have made mistakes in their life, and they undoubtedly will tell you they have. I asked my mom this question, and she responded with a resounding, "Oh yes, most definitely," and made the picture of what to say in my speech even clearer. Some of the best changes in your lives will very likely come from mistakes or things you hadn't planned. She told me that the things that brought her crippling anxiety at one point in her life brought her the most joy at others. Not everything was perfect, but it didn't have to be. Think about everything unplanned or imperfect that brought us to this moment. Exams, college applications, heartbreaks, friendships, late nights, early mornings, and that one group project you definitely did all of the work for. And if you got through those, why can't you get through your future endeavors? It may seem like as we embark on new adventures in our future, that there is an overwhelming pressure to do everything perfectly. We are all headed to take on new challenges and venture down different paths, and even though each one may seem daunting, they're also full of possibilities. There is no reason in wasting your time and energy worrying about your past or future when the only time you have is now. There is nothing you can control except the present, and even then, there is only so much of the present you can control. So when things go wrong, just breathe and remember all the times your imperfections or mess-ups turned into beautiful mistakes that changed your life for the better. I guarantee you the best moments of the past 4 years had little to no planning. And never forget that as you keep making new memories, you will make mistakes. Even if you think at the time that it's the end of the world, keep persevering. Trust that it's okay to grow, change, and find your way, because in the end, success isn't about how perfectly we plan our lives, it's about how fully we live them. And if we keep reminding ourselves that things will work out despite the mistakes that happen, then I know it will come true. Maybe not in the moment, but most definitely in the future. Just know that you don't have to worry about it. Everything will be okay. So to everyone here today, especially the graduates sitting behind me, remember not to worry too much about what your future holds, because everything will turn out just fine. And remember that as Billy Joel said, slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time. Thank you and congratulations.
Could we all please give one more round of applause for Tess Clark, Yazine Zoklat, and Carissa Williams? I would now like to ask our senior choir members to assemble for their last performance in Hackettstown High School. Ms. Gherkin, the stage is yours.
can hear that will lead me home.
Agreed. I agree. Thank you, Ms. Gherkin, and many thanks to our senior choir for the amazing 4 years. It is now time for me to certify our graduates. It is my honor to certify that the students before us, the members of the Hackettstown High School class of 2025, have fulfilled the graduation requirements of the Hackettstown Board of Education in the state of New Jersey, and I recommend they receive their diplomas recognizing such. I will now ask our Superintendent, Dr. Grigoletti, and Board of Education President, Mrs. Amy Cochran, as well as members of the Junior Honor Guard, to get in their positions for the calling of our graduates to receive their diploma. So everyone, this is when you get your cameras ready.
Row 1, please stand. Abigail Jane Abello.
Christian E. Acevedo.
Michael Joseph Acavella Jr.
Sebastian Del Carmen Alpazar Nieves.
Angel Mena.
Norelis Isabella Arizabal.
Raina Azim.
Krish Ball.
Leonello Bangas.
Christopher Barrigan.
Isabel Maria Beard.
Michaela C. Benbow.
Nathan D. Bergeron.
Andrew Bermudez.
Grace Elizabeth Bielski.
Peyton J. Brady.
Caitlin May Braymeyer.
Sarah Buchanan.
Zachary Michael Buck.
Mason Sean Burke.
Row 2, please stand. Zachary Aaron Calhoun.
Joseph Aristides Camacho.
Ethan Campbell.
Delmer Antonio Cardona Martinez.
Sophia Cardona Sanchez.
Danielis Castellon.
Lisbeth Jasmine Chiefla.
Charlie Jack Chuya Tapia.
Matthew Connor Cifuentes.
Natalia Isabel Shuba.
Tess Elizabeth Clark.
Alexander James Clausen.
Caitlin Marie Coleman.
Connor Michael Coleman.
Natalie Evelyn Cook.
Amelia Cooper.
Melissa M. Cooper.
Carson Corden.
Sophia Jane Costanzo.
Sean Matthew Daly.
Row 3, please stand. Amelia Janelle Daly.
Ian Cole Yoler Dethorn.
Ava Nevea de Jesus.
Jonathan Diaz Ambrosio.
Andy Julian Zhonggang.
Rachel Lynn Donatuccio.
Jacob Echandi.
Kyle William Edwards.
Trevor R. Edwards.
Alexandra Salem Escow.
Jolissa Hillary Ferraro Rosas.
Luke Brian Fizenko. Christopher Flores Benillo.
Jonathan A. Flores Ortiz.
Hannah Marie Flynn.
Emma Grace Freeborn.
Ella Pearl Frost.
Jack W. Gallagher.
Callie M. Gambrel. Row 4, please stand. Audrey Elizabeth George.
Brielle Alicia Janex.
Ella Alexandra Gonzalez.
Emmanuel Gonzalez Orbea.
Edna Mariveli Grando Flores.
Rory Lynn Grant.
Leslie Griglack.
Stella Ray Gulberman.
Matthew Thomas Gunther.
Caitlin E. Gutierrez.
Bradley Andrew Harris.
Henry Hernandez Garcia.
Mary Flor Hernandez Montoya.
Kayla Madison Higgins.
Elijah Dominique Higgs.
Madeline Carol Hines.
Cheyenne Carol Hoffman.
Crystal Huertas Villadoma.
Jennifer Lynn Jacobson.
Alessandro Luigi Jara.
Row 5, please stand. Daniel John Louis.
Cooper Yadlicka.
Ryan J. Jenkins.
Jasmine Jeanette Johns.
Fiorenza P. Judith.
Caitlin Nicole Kemper.
Aya A. Coliff.
Olivia Carson Copen.
Suzanne Elizabeth Konya.
Tyler James Lambeau.
Ashley Mills Lamont.
Caroline Elizabeth Lefebvre.
Gabrielle Milena Lopate.
Anna Lopez Martinez.
Madeline Maida.
Jillian Marie Mayu.
Jacob Marengo.
Michael Morella.
Wendy Martinez Gonzalez.
Jasmine Martinez Salazar.
Row 6, please stand. Alex Maslowski.
Ella Matthews.
Ava M. McCabe.
Lauren Catherine McCready.
Kaylin Ryan McCrimlisk.
Logan Michael McFadden.
Delaney Quinn McHale.
Jan C. Mejia Lopez.
Chelsea Elizabeth Mendez.
Amanda Paige Mocha.
Alexa Michelle Milano Galagos.
Madeline Alexis Malloy.
JJ Sebastian Monton.
Gabriel Morales.
Brianna Ruby Morales Mejia.
Mariana Luz Moreno.
Grady Sawyer Morgan.
Andy J. Morcacho.
Nicholas Muscagiri.
Juliana Mrad. Row 7, please stand. Dina Arij Musa.
Kayla Naula Mendez.
Isabella Maria Nitu Solomon.
Gregory Kevin Omelia.
Nicholas William Orsini.
Christian A. Ortiz.
Martina A. Osorio Herrera.
Bryn Emily Otto.
Sonia Austin.
Myra D. Pacheco Meza.
Liam James Parr.
Raj Nilesh Patel.
Brianna Ann Patterson.
Jack Thomas Patterson.
Nicholas Raidman Patterson.
Alexis Paulina Herrera.
Edwin A. Perez.
Roque Armando Perez Cruz.
Isabel Almazora Ponce de Leon.
Joseph John Protopapis.
Row 8, please stand. Katie Marie Primac Paredes.
Reese Elizabeth Puma.
Daniela Nicole Ramirez Mejia.
Ashley Rapallo Paz.
DeAndre Thomas Reeves.
Amber Kathleen Reed.
Oliviana Cameron Remo.
Edgar Reyes Granados.
Emma Nicole Ricky.
Madeline Catherine Ridge.
Stephanie Lisbeth Rivera Ramirez.
Natalie Marie Rivera Sanchez.
Priscilla M. Rodriguez.
Xander Aiden Rodriguez.
Giancarlo Rojas.
Amanda Sue Rosario.
Lily Taylor Rothfuss.
Morgan Elizabeth Rucker.
Isabella Rueda.
EJ Royal.
Row 9, please stand. Edwin Giovanni Salazar.
Sebastian Salazar.
Derek Sandoval.
Herlene Santos.
Adrian Salpedro.
Skylar Joe Sarnowski.
Alexa Vidya Saw.
Gavin C. Scheller.
Nathan Joseph Seaholster.
Lena Brigida Schaefer.
Sarah Elizabeth Schaefer.
William Joseph Shannon V.
Dilpreet Singh.
Brian Philip Smith.
Douglas Mitchell Smith.
Jasper Emmett Smith.
Hazel M. Spranger.
Bryce Tyler Stagg.
Caden Maxwell Talmadge.
Dulce Soemi Tapia Galicia.
Row 10, please stand. Liam James Taylor.
Andres Telemico Pexo.
Megan Kari Thompson.
Jaden Torres.
Tyler Kenneth Torres.
Jazara Towns.
Morgan Isabel Tumanelli.
Adrian Norman Valencia.
Maris Claire Van Pelt.
Blanca Varga. Miguel Velasquez Granado.
Lauren Elizabeth Vesey.
Tatiana Nemi Villeda Perez.
Evelyn Ann Walsh.
Carson Jacob Whitehead.
David Lee Williams.
Carissa Allison Williams.
Elgin Alejandro Wisbauer.
Yassine A. Zoklat.
Row 10, please be seated. Yeah, it's good. It's a good one. At this time, all graduates rise and remain standing. Senior Vice President Caitlin Gutierrez, please approach the dais.
And now it is my privilege to ask all graduates to join me in the time-honored tradition of moving our tassels from right to left. Although this gesture is small, its symbolism is large. That movement has solidified your status as a high school graduate and ends our career as Hackettstown High School students. But before this event is truly over, there's one last tradition that needs to occur. Mr. Sosnovic, would you please do the honors while I join my peers on the field?
With tremendous pride, I now ask those in the stands to get your cameras ready. family, friends, and community members, it is with great pleasure that I officially congratulate the Hackettstown High School graduating class of 2025. Graduates, you know what to do. Graduates, please remember to report to the snack stand prior to leaving to pick up your diplomas. All guests, I hope everyone has a joyous afternoon. We have beat the rain. Enjoy your summer. Safe travels home to all. Thank you all for coming out this morning.
Fucking